All right, let's roll right into this next program. Let's set Ron up back there. And ladies and gentlemen, Nikon Ambassador Ron Magill.
How you doing? All right, so listen. My presentation is going to be a little different than most because, you know, we as photographers, like I said, I think in the last talk, I'm not a professionally trained photographer. I'm a zoologist. My thing was doing conservation work, working with wildlife all around the world, and I needed pictures to help tell my story. So that's what I did. So when I said to myself, you know, I'm going to come present at CES, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show storytelling. And basically in this talk, I'm going to show you two stories. One story taken in captivity over a period of months, and another story taken in the wild over a period of just a couple of hours. And I want to show you how, you know, a great image is an image that immediately creates a response, gets a response from you. But sometimes you need more than the great image. Sometimes the image, you have to take it, it's taken out of context. When you put those images together, tell a whole story, and that's really what I do. My thing is not to sell an image to put on the cover of a magazine. My job is to tell people to care about animals, to get them engaged about wildlife. So I'm going to show you images. And let me tell you something, because one of the things I always remember, when I met one of my heroes, Joe McNally, many years ago, I watched him do a presentation, and he showed some images that, quite frankly, weren't really great. I mean, they weren't bad, but they weren't like, this is Joe McNally. And I remember him going up there and showing a smile. He goes, those aren't very good, right? And I didn't want to say, well, you know, they're not really, but you know, it's Joe McNally. And then he says, because I've taken a bunch of those. We've all taken a bunch of those. And you know what? It's one of the greatest lessons I learned when I saw one of the greatest photographers go up there and say, listen, you see a lot of great images, but we've taken a lot of bad images to get to those great images. And that's one of the greatest learning tools that I've had. So for any image I show you, there's been a ton of them that have been horrible. And there's going to be some in this presentation I show you that in and of themselves are horrible. They may be a little blurry, they may not be perfect, but you know what? They're part of the story. And in wildlife photography, that's what I try to tell people all the time. It's so imperative that you catch a moment as opposed to making sure it's in the rule of thirds, making sure everything's tack sharp, making sure the lighting's great. You know, wildlife photography has a lot of advantages. One of the biggest ones for me is I don't have any animals asking me, you're not making me look fat, are you? I don't like that angle or anything like that. But at the same time, I got to work around the lighting that's available. I got to work with what's there. And I'm not going to not take a shot because the lighting's crappy if I got an incredible behavior coming in front of me. So that's the mode in all this. So when we look at an image, we like to look at an image like that. It's like, wow, that's a beautiful image. The light's nice. That's the kind of stuff you want to frame, put on the wall. But let's talk about telling a story. And that's the important thing to me. So let's start at the very beginning. Once upon a time, there was a lion cub. And it's this lion cub that we're going to talk about. His name is Quazi. But let's start at the very beginning. Let's look at our adult males of the Pride at Zoo Miami. We have Kwame. Kwame is a brother. His brother's name is Jabari. And then the females. We have Asha. And then we have Kashifa. And the two of them together, along with the two males on the exhibit, what happens is, let me make this very clear. Females make males stupid, okay? As soon as the female starts cycling, the males, who are brothers that got along all the time very well, all of a sudden they don't get along anymore because the females are creating competition, you see. So the females are out there, one starts cycling, and the males come out. And it's like, oh, things are different now. Look at their faces. Oh, yeah, you're my brother, but you know what? I'm going to kill you because I love her. Well, if you look at their faces, because you're going to look now at these different faces, and this is something, I'm going to show you like 25 images that were taken in a matter of 10 seconds. But these are two brothers that got along perfectly for years. Now we throw two females and the men, they start cycling, but look at the face. Boom. You can look at his eyes. You can tell they're not friends anymore. Okay, it's not perfectly in focus, but I like the image because it shows me passion. And this is happening. This is something that's happening so fast. They're going at each other. They're over 400 pounds apiece. Man, you watch this and you can feel it. You can feel. And what you can't hear the, this is happening in a split second, folks, at 9 frames a second. This is like the greatest. You see it. It's like that scene in Lion King. You ever watch it in slow motion? Ooh, but you're catching it freezing in here. And they're going at it. Look at this. Takes them down. 400 pounds, flips them like a WWF wrestler. This is what's great about this camera equipment because you're seeing things with your camera that you're not seeing with your eyes. And it's when I go back and I look at these faces, I look at these expressions, you go, holy jeez, look at this. This is a butt beating right here. They're going at it. This is serious. This is what women do to men. They make us crazy, okay? So they're going at it. Look at this. He takes them down. You don't understand the power here, folks. This is at 9 frames a second. This all happened in a matter of about 20 seconds, what you're seeing here. Look at the fight. Look at the blood and the claws. They're coming at it, man. Boom, boom. It's not perfectly in focus, but I love it. I love it because it's showing action. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not important that the technical aspect of the image, but the emotion of the image. You see this? Look at those eyes, man. This is serious, man. This is not play. This is going on, and I'm just having fun. I'm sitting there. I'm not seeing anything. You know what I'm doing? I'm pointing, and I'm going, all kind of crazy stuff going on. He takes him down. Look at that. Oh, he's taking it. This is looking bad. He's going at him. Boom, my arms come down. This is nonstop. This is nonstop. Look at that shot. Look at that. Do you want to be looking at that? No. Okay, but that shows you this is a lion, man. This is what's fantastic about all this stuff. He's serious. This is not over until you say, I'm done. It's not over. And then all of a sudden, the blood is flying out of their mouths. Look at this. It's serious. And all of a sudden, he backs down. He goes, okay, I'm done. And as fast as it started, it's over. But you've collected this series of 25 images right there that, you know what? If I had seen it with my two eyes, I would never have been able to see that again. That incredible passion, that power, that furor that is of male lions. So now, the loser runs away. The female comes out. So what's the first thing he does? Hey, baby, how you doing? How you doing? Did you see that? Did you see how I took him down? Okay, took him down. She's like, okay. So now he's waiting. Because as much as you guys think that the male runs the show, the male doesn't run the show. You ladies know the female runs the show. She'll let him know if and when she's ready. And so he just waits. And then all of a sudden she goes, hi, honey, how you doing? And you'll see, no, she does that. She tries to get his attention. And he's like, I don't know. No, baby, how you doing? No, really, how you doing? She walks alongside him, hello, hello. And if that doesn't work, now this is the great thing about photography. Because as a photographer, I've become a better observer. I've learned to watch animal behaviors. So I know what she's about to do. And I'm waiting to get that shot. Okay, because what she's about to do is she's about to lift her tail and urinate a little bit. Because in the urine is the hormone level of her breeding ability right now, see? And as she knows, as soon as he gets a little taste of that urine, she's going to be irresistible to him. So she lifts her tail, she goes, hello! He goes, oh yes, let me check. And he checks, and he does this behavior called phlegming. It's where he lifts his lip up like this, and he's analyzing the urine. It's like a wine tasting. He's kind of going, yeah, look and see what's going on here. And once he realizes that, now he's more interested. He goes, hey, how you doing? This is good. Let's check again. Double check. Boom. Okay, double check. Yep, same thing. Okay, yes, I'm a happy type. Let's go over to see her. So now he's going to go over to see her, you see, because he's realizing. So he's going to lie down, and she's going to say, hi there, how you doing? Whisper a little bit into his ear. She's going to bat him on the head, say, hello, are you looking at me? Are you looking at me? He goes, okay, I get the point. Then, beauty. Boom. It all happens, okay? It's great. And she puts on some strange faces as this is going on, but it's all part of the passion. And once it's over, they both kind of roll over in happiness. You know the feeling, you guys. You've been there, okay? So this goes on every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes this goes on, sometimes for days. For days. This is unbelievable. Then all of a sudden, she says, enough. But he doesn't know that because he's been doing this for every 20 minutes. He's been having a good time, you see. So all of a sudden, he goes, one more time. And she's like, you know what? I am done with you. And he's like, what are you talking about? And she says, no, I'm seriously done with it. And look at her. She goes right at the toolbox right here. Boom, I'll kill you. I'll cut him right off. Okay? And it's like, oh, my God. And sitting there, and this is all happening in a split second. And he's like, what's the matter with you? I said, get away from me. And she's like, don't ever touch me again. He runs away, and it's over. It's over. And you say, well, what happened? Why all of a sudden did it cut off? You know why? Because she probably conceived. She's finished cycling. She is conceived. But we won't know that. We don't know that until a few months later, there he is. And here is Quazi, the first lion ever born at Zoo Miami, and he was the only lion born to Asha. Asha gave birth to him. He got his examinations. He got all of his weighings getting done. And he really was doing fairly well, except when we weighed him, we realized he wasn't gaining weight the way he should have been gaining weight. So the reason for that is because lions usually have more than one in a litter. And having more cubs stimulates more production of milk. So she wasn't getting enough milk production with the one cub nursing from her. So we had to supplement Quazi with milk in addition to her nursing. And we conditioned him to do that. And she let us do it. She let Quazi come up to the barrier that we had, and he would drink milk right out of the barrier. The vet would come and do her examinations, give him his little vaccinations. He'd get his little milk. Everybody looked at him and said, oh, look at Quazi. He's so cute. I want to hold him. He's so tame. No, he was a little lion. He was a little jerk. So you need to be careful because this, at the bottom line, he's a lion. He's a lion. But now this is such a great story. Why? Because this lion almost died many times. He had a lot of health issues. His mother had some health issues. We got him all kinds of medications, all kinds of treatments. We got him over the hump. When he was born, we announced it in the media. It was this huge thing. Oh, my God, Quazi. People say, where's Quazi? He's sick. We're trying to deal. We don't know if Quazi's going to make it. Whole thing in the media, right? Taking care of Quazi. But then the day came when we said, it's time to put Quazi out on exhibit. And that day came, and folks, the media was all lined up in front of the exhibit. Quazi goes out there, and people were crying. People saw Mom and Cub out there on the exhibit, and Quazi was just walking around being all healthy. It was so beautiful. Oh, you saw the interactions. They were so fantastic. Just looking at him, just messing with his mother, laying down with his mother. Sometimes he'd get his mother. He'd try her patience. You could tell. He'd say, I want some love and something. She'd look at him like, no, enough. You're starting to bother me, okay? This would go on over and over, but to see this interaction, to see this bonding on the exhibit, it was the biggest thing in South Florida. It was all over the news. People say, oh, Quazi and Asha, mother and son. This is so beautiful. It's like Lion King. Why don't you call him like, Simba or something like that? It was beautiful. So you saw this interaction. And again, you could stay out there forever. Because again, we've been documenting this from the time the breeding started to the time of the birth, now the time that Quazi's gone out and exhibit, seeing him with his mother, seeing this great interaction, seeing these types of moments where you say to yourself, my God, it's like she really loves him. She's holding him. She's touching him. You saw that inexplicable, that maternal bond is something that I think is across the board, folks. In animals and people, there's nothing like the maternal bond. To see them getting along, sometimes, again, he tried her patience, but it was still beautiful to see them interact and get together. This was really a wonderful moment, and we thought the end of an incredibly happy story, right? Everybody's ecstatic now. Quazi, Asha had an exhibit, this beautiful story of the lion and the Lion King, everything happening. And then you know what happened? Asha died. The mother died 2 weeks later, and Quazi was all alone. In my 40 years of working with wildlife, it was the most heartbreaking moment in my career. Why? Because you'd hear Quazi wailing for his mother, wailing over and over and over for his mother. It would break your heart. When people say that animals don't love, don't connect, I can't tell you how wrong you are. If you had heard that, if I had made a recording of that, it would break your heart. So he was by himself. But we had one positive thing happening. Kashifa, who's Asha's sister, also got bred. And she had cubs 3 months later. She had 4 cubs. And it was beautiful. And we said to ourselves, well, she's got 4 healthy cubs. Let's see, because lions are social animals, and in the wild we have worked with lions where we've actually seen a mother adopt a lion cub from another female who may have died or gotten injured. Can we try to do that with Quazi and show him what's going on? So that's what we did. We put him out there, and you see him, he's a lot bigger than the other cubs, but he got along perfectly, and Kashifa adopted him. She nursed him. She took care of him. He's much bigger again. He was a little pain in the butt. He was always beating up his little adopted siblings, but it was great to see how he bonded with Kashifa. He would never leave Kashifa's side. Everywhere Kashifa went, he was always there in front of her own cubs. He always got between them. He always said, no, she's mine. She's mine. It's like he almost was afraid to lose her one more time. He didn't want to lose his mother again. He stayed with her. They'd frolic. They'd play. He was really rough, too. He'd jump on her head, and he'd bite her head and stuff. I'm saying, God, why do you put up with that crap from him? He needs to be slapped around a little bit. But she did. It was fantastic. You saw him play with his siblings. You saw these interactions of him with the siblings. It was a fantastic experience. This was such a great story. It was like, oh, my God, this is turning from a wonderful story to a tragedy to another wonderful story. Here he's been accepted playing with his siblings, and you have this great, wonderful story, right? Here he is with his siblings. There he is with his adopted mom, his adopted siblings. Everything's perfect now, right? Well, not quite. Why? Because we have to now introduce the male who's the father of the 4 cubs, but not Quazi. Kwame, the other male's got to, Jabari, the other male's got to be introduced now to that group. But in the wild, for those of you who don't know, lions will kill offspring that are not theirs. The main reason being they only want their genes to be spread to the next generation, and they also want to make sure that the female starts to cycle again as quickly as possible so they can breed her again. So we're worried, how's this going to be? we weren't as much worried about his own cubs, but how would he be with the other cubs, because he's a serious lion. And I'll never forget the morning we said, okay, we're going to try this. We knew if it was going to go wrong, there was nothing we could do, because it happens in an instant. I've seen it happen in the wild where two brothers go in and kill cubs systematically in an entire pride. It's a matter of seconds. Hoo, hoo, hoo. They just kill them, break their backs. It's horrific. I'll never forget that morning. It was a rainy morning, and he came out. As soon as he came out, Kashifa got right in between him and the cubs. And then gradually, she started giving him a little bit more access. And you saw his curiosity. He would lean over, and the cubs would say, "Oh, Mom, what's he doing? What's he doing?" And he just wanted to lean and touch. And he got him a little ticked off. It was wet. It was raining. They were getting all muddy and stuff. And you could see their face like, who is this big guy who keeps touching me with his big fat paw? And sometimes they would get really, really kind of wet and upset and run away. And the thing that killed me is that these little cubs, all of a sudden, they'd say, I really ticked off. They'd swat at him. They'd go, leave me alone. I've had it with you. And he just wanted to know more. But he was only doing this with his 4 cubs. Quazi always stayed behind Kashifa, away from him. And I noticed the tension there right away. And you noticed it when he was with his cubs, okay? As normal cubs, they got a little nervous, but he just wanted to touch them. He just wanted to smell them, see what's going on. They would tick off and stuff, but he wasn't really doing any harm to them. He always had his ears up. He always looked good. But you always noticed that Quazi was back. He was always as far back away from the male as possible. And then this one image is so telling, because he came up to the entire group, the litter, with Kashifa right there looking at him. And I want you to look at the body language in this image. Look at all of his cubs. Ears up, looking at him like, hi, Dad. That's Quazi. Quazi's ears back, and he's scared. And Jabari is looking right at Quazi. And look at the mother. Don't even think about it. Okay, that's exactly what's happening here. So this went on, and then all of a sudden, Quazi made the mistake of walking away from the pride. He went to explore somewhere in the exhibit, as kids do, and he was separated from the cubs and Kashifa. And that's where all of a sudden, Jabari saw his opportunity. And I saw this happening, and I said to myself, I'm about to film something here that's going to be horrible. He's going to go kill Quazi. And sure enough, he came at him. Quazi, he came from behind the tree. Quazi didn't see him. Look at Quazi's reaction as soon as Quazi sees him. Look at his face. Quazi knows he's about to die, okay? That male's coming right at him. Quazi screamed and ran right over to his mother. And the minute he screamed and ran over to his mother, screamed again, what did his mother do? She turned around and went at Jarabi and said, I'll kill you if you do anything to him. And Jarabi ran away, urinating on himself like a little woman, just going, it's just horrible. He's like a little panty guy, okay? And she let him know that was it. And I'll never forget that moment, because I thought I was going to photograph something horrific happening there. And then what was even better is my next image is one of my favorite images of all time, taken under human care, not in the wild. Quazi ran away as Kashifa confronted Jabari. And Kashifa looked over his shoulder and saw Quazi under the tree shaking like this, thinking he was just about to die. And this is a moment I'll never forget. Kashifa slowly walked over to Quazi. She nuzzled his head, and she put her arm around him and brought her close to him, as if to say, don't worry, I will always protect you, okay? This is the beauty of a still photograph. This is the beauty of telling a story. And right after that entire confrontation, Jabari became this model father. He was around his cubs all the time. You could take these great family portraits, and then even Quazi would go and bite him in the butt. And you see him looking back like, oh, if your mother wasn't here. But then he understood what was going on. The hierarchy had been established. And this was another cataclysmic moment for me, where Quazi walked to Jabari's head, and I'm thinking, oh God, what's going to happen here? And Jabari just welcomed him, okay? This is the beauty of it, folks. And right after that is when Kashifa came to Jabari and said, man, I hate to be so anthropomorphic, but it's like, I love you, man. I love you because you're doing the right thing, okay? That was then. And here is Quazi today. So that's a story. That's taking images and telling a story about animals under human care. So now I want to take you into the wild for my last story, which is even better in a lot of ways, because it's really exciting. One of the greatest nights I've ever had working with wildlife in the wild. It's in Africa with wild dogs. If anybody's ever been with wild dogs, this is one of the most endangered carnivores in Africa. Fantastic animals. They work in packs, one of the most successful carnivores in the world, big on hierarchy. Only the alpha male and alpha female breed. They pretty much dictate what happens within the pack. Here you see the alpha female, and you see how all the animals are just basically, yes, Saeed, yes, sire, whatever. She's the queen, and everybody knows it. There's the male, and here you see the alpha female pregnant. She's the only one that gets pregnant in these situations. And to watch the dynamics of these dogs is just amazing to see it going on. It's constantly challenging each other, setting up the hierarchy, getting these shots. And again, without this equipment, shooting, I always shoot aperture priority, folks. Aperture priority, never's a big word, but I rarely have my ISO less than 800. It's between 800 and 1,000. Why? I'm always hand-holding. I don't ever use tripods. I've got to aim and shoot. I don't care if there's a little bit of grain. And actually, with 800 and 1,000 ISO with these cameras, there is no grain. It's fantastic. You're getting a sharp image. You're not getting a blurry image. That's the most important thing to me. So aperture priority, wide open, it's giving me my faster shutter speed, and this is how I'm getting these images in a very tough situation with animals. These animals are fast. They're going back and forth all the time. They're really incredible animals to watch. The thing is, you're out there, you're trying to see if you're lucky to get a hunt, to see a hunt, and we saw it. We were so lucky. The sun is starting to set, and you see them. Boom, they see the animal. And off, they're off, baby. It's like Superman. I can Photoshop a cape on that dog, and it's Super Dog flying across the field. He's going at it. They go across the water. We're trying to follow them and trying our best to follow them, and they make the kill right in front of us. I'm not going to put the gory photographs up here because I don't want to offend anybody, but they make this kill. They kill a kudu, and they're killing this kudu. And what's amazing is you get over there, and they're tearing this kudu up, and as you get over there and you're looking at him, all you hear is this. It's this noise. It's the most chaotic noise you've ever heard in your life. People in other booths thinking crap is hitting the fan over here. But anyway, it's really an incredible noise, and they're just tearing this thing up. I'm talking about in less than 2 minutes, they have pretty much eviscerated this entire animal and eaten most of it. Always conscious of their environment. They're tearing everything apart. They're eating every part of the animal. This guy got lucky. He got a little piece of tail right here. It's fantastic, okay? But then all of a sudden, I saw one of the dogs look up. I'm saying, what the heck is that? I look over my shoulder. It's a hyena that's coming in. All the sounds, all the chaos, it draws other predators, right? You think, oh my God, this is fantastic. National Geographic moment. The sun is setting. I watch these dogs hunt, do this thing, make the kill. Now hyena's coming in. The hyena's smelling around saying, smells good, looks good, What's going on here? What's going on here? Hello. Hello. Okay. And he's smelling around. He's going to go, oh yeah, it smells good. Look what's going on. Look what's going on. So he's checking it out. But he realizes it's one hyena. You got a pack of 6 dogs there. No, I'm going to back off. So he waits. And the dogs continue. They just continue to eat. Okay, this thing's delaying on me now, and it's starting to tick me off. Is the battery dying in this thing? Hello? Oye, no está trabajando. Techie guy. Hello. I got a remote. It's not working. I don't know if your battery... Oh, there it goes. I got something there. Okay. But this thing may be dying. I don't know if you need another battery or need another remote. So anyway, so they're in there eating all this stuff, and they're looking up, and the hyena's sitting saying, okay, no problem. Yeah, this is not working. Oh, I'm ruining my mojo. Okay, so they're looking up, and all of a sudden I notice this one dog is looking across the water. Okay? Coño. So he's looking across the water, saying, what's he looking at? He seems so concentrated looking at this water. Why isn't this thing switching? It's on a bad delay. Anyway. Ah, you got another one? All right, brother. Let's see. Here we go. Ready? So he's looking across the water. What could it be that's coming across the water? It's a lion. Yes, it works. This lion's coming across. And you're thinking to yourself, okay, is the lion going to come across? There's water there. You know, if you go to Kenya and Tanzania, lions don't like the water. They'll step in a puddle and they kind of go, oh, God. It's like cooties. They don't like the water. But this is Botswana, baby. Lions swim in the water. They kill buffalo in the water. They go after elephants sometimes in the water. So this lion's coming, and she's going to come across. So I'm positioning myself between the kill and the water. She's coming across. She's looking right at me. Oh, yeah, it's beautiful. And the dogs are going, she's coming. We got to get out of here. And she's coming across the water, and I'm putting this in. This is at 3200 ISO right now, folks. Boom, right across the water. Look at the reflection. Look at the water coming right at me. I'm dying. This is heaven. She blows right by me in the water. It's fantastic. Runs by me, comes on the land, comes on the shore, and all of a sudden she says, where is that? The dog's like, we're out of here. She walks right by me. She walks right up to the kill, and she gets what's left there. She's eating. And the dogs are all ticked off and eating, and she's just eating away, having a good time eating. Then the hyena looks up and goes, oh, now I got a lion in there. Well, you know what? I'm still one hyena. Nothing I can do. The lions, as the sun is setting, they're looking in the background. The dogs are out there going, that God-blessed lion. She took our kill. We did all the work, and she's getting a lot of the good food. All the dogs are ticked off. So the lion's sitting there saying, this is delicious. This is wonderful. And then all of a sudden, the lion looks up and goes, huh? And I go, what could it be now? We've had dogs come in, make a kill. It's incredible. We've had a hyena come in. That's incredible. Now a lion has come in. It can't get any better than this, right? The lion looks up. What is it that she sees? It's a freaking leopard that comes in from behind the bush. I'm thinking, oh my God, I've died and gone to heaven. And I'm photographing this leopard. Is this leopard going to challenge this lioness? No, not really. The leopard's going to walk by. He's a big male, as you can tell very clearly. And he looks around and he smells. He goes, oh yeah, it smells good. But you know what? That's a big lioness, folks. I'm not going to deal with that, so I'm going to sit down and watch. The lion takes her prey and she moves it out. The sun continues to set. The lion is continuing to eat there. The sun is setting. The dogs are in the background. The dogs are like, oh man, I can't believe it. All of a sudden, the hippo comes out of the water, displays there in the water where the kill was made. This is fantastic. The male kudu that was with the female that obviously got killed is in the sunrise over there. She's looking away, and I'm thinking, this is the most perfect night I've ever had in Africa. I've been to Africa over 50 times, documenting all kinds, most perfect night ever. So the sun is set, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear, the hyena troops have finally come in. They come in at night, and they come in, and they chase the lion away. There's a whole bunch of hyenas here. And all of a sudden, the hyena are eating. And you're thinking, this is unbelievable. I can't believe what's happening here. And then I'm thinking, my heart is going so fast, I'm about to pass out. This is the kind of night I'm having out here with wildlife in the middle of Botswana there in the Salinda Spillway in the Okavango Delta. And all of a sudden, I notice nothing else can happen, right? No, everything's happened. Every predator, we've seen every predator. It can be nothing else here, right? And all of a sudden, the hyena looked very nervous in the water. I go, what could it be? It's a freaking crocodile comes out of the water. This crocodile comes out of the water, chases the hyenas away, takes the meat. The hyenas try to challenge the crocodile to no avail. He eats the meat, gets the meat. He goes back in the water. The single greatest night in the history of Africa. As I sit there, I just look my head up, and I remember what I saw when I looked up. When I said to myself, you know, you just put a fork in me. This is what wildlife photography is all about. Telling these stories, watching these things unfold that you can never predict, never expect. That's the beauty of wildlife photography. It's all about a lot of luck. It's about a lot of patience. It's about waiting and seeing what happens. And I looked up in the sky and I took this picture because this is what you see in Africa in the middle of the night, unlike what you see here in Las Vegas or California and Los Angeles or New York or Miami. And I remember looking up and thinking, there's so much that we still have to learn. There's so much all around us, so much to still be discovered. That's what you guys need to do. You need to get your cameras. You need to get out. You need to photograph this world we live in because there's so much that still needs to be photographed. There's so much we still need to learn. Have fun doing it. Every time you snap that shutter, that exact moment will never happen again. Thank you to Nikon. Thank you to my fellow ambassadors. Thank you for coming out. Have a wonderful day.
I've never seen